सदा खुश रहो बिटिया। I, JVN Dr. L.K. Sharma, Professor Jyoti Vidyapeeth Women's University, Jaipur. Today our topic is Comptroller and Auditor General of India. Chapter 5th of the Constitution of India deals with the Comptroller and Auditor General of India. Article 148 deals with that there shall be a Comptroller and Auditor General of India who shall be appointed by the President by warrant under his hand and seal, and shall only be removed from office in a manner on the like grounds as a judge of Supreme Court. Article 148(2). Every person appointed to be the Comptroller and Auditor General of India shall, before he enter upon his office, make and subscribe before the President or some person appointed in that behalf by him an oath or affirmation according to the form set out for the purpose in the third schedule. Third, the salary and other conditions of the services of the Comptroller and Auditor General shall be as such as may be determined by the Parliament by law, and until they are so determined shall be as specified in the second schedule. Provided that neither the salary of the Comptroller and Auditor General nor his rights in respect of leave of absence, pension, or age of retirement shall be varied to his disadvantages after his appointment. Fourth, the Comptroller and Auditor General shall not be eligible for further office either under the Government of India or under the Government of any state after he has ceased to his office. Subject to the provision of this Constitution or of any law made by the Parliament, the condition of services of persons serving in Indian Audit and Accounts Department and administrative powers of the Comptroller and Auditor General shall be such as may be prescribed by rules made by the President after consultation with the Comptroller and Auditor General. Sixth, the administrative expenses of the office of the Comptroller and Auditor General, including all salaries, allowances, and pension payable to or in respect of the person serving in that office, shall be charged upon the Consolidated Fund of India. That means all the expenses of the Comptroller and Auditor General shall be made from the Consolidated Fund of India. Duties and powers of the Comptroller and Auditor General of India. Article 149 deals with this. The Comptroller and Auditor General of India shall perform such duties and exercise such powers in relation to the accounts of the Union and of the states and of any other authority or by body as may be prescribed by under any law made by the Parliament, and until provision in that behalf is so made, shall perform such duties and exercise such powers in relation to the accounts of the Union and of the states as were confirmed or unexercisable by the Auditor General of India immediately before the commencement of this Constitution in relation to the accounts of the Dominion of India and of the provinces respectively. Comptroller and Auditor General to compile the accounts of the Union and states. The Comptroller and Auditor General shall be responsible for compiling the accounts of the Union and of each state from the initial and subsidiary account rendered to the audit and accounts offices under his control by treasuries, offices or departments responsible for the keeping of such accounts, and second, for keeping such accounts in relation to any of the matter specified in clause A as may be necessary. Provided that the President may, after consultation with the Comptroller and Auditor General, by the order relieve him from the responsibility for compiling the said accounts of the Union either at once or gradually by the issue of several orders, or the accounts of any particular services or departments of the Union. Provided further that the Governor of the state may, with the previous approval of the President and after consultation with the Comptroller and Auditor General of India, by order relieve him from the responsibility for compiling the said account of the state either at once or gradually by the issue of the several orders, or the account of any particular services or departments of the state. Provided also that the President may, after consultation with the Auditor, Comptroller and Auditor General, by order relieve him from his responsibility for keeping the account of any particular class or character, whether under any arrangement a person other than the Comptroller or Auditor General has before the commencement of this act been responsible for compiling the account of any particular service or department of the Union or state, or for keeping account of any particular class or character, such arrangement shall, notwithstanding anything contained in subsection 1, continue to be in force unless after the consultation with the Comptroller and Auditor General of India it is revoked that in such cases referred to in clause 1 by an order of the President or Governor of the state as the case may be, and in the case referred to in clause Second, by an order of the President. Comptroller and Auditor General to prepare a submit account to the President, Governor of the state and Administrator of the Union that is having legislative assemblies. Form of account of the Union and of the state. Article 150, the account of the Union and of the state shall be kept in such forms as the President may, on the advice of the Comptroller of Auditor General of India. Audit reports. Article 151(1). The reports of the Comptroller and Auditor General of India relating to the accounts of the Union shall be submitted to the President, who shall cause them to be laid before each House of the Parliament. The report of the Comptroller and Auditor General of India relating to the accounts of the state shall be submitted to the Governor of the state, who shall cause them to be laid before the legislation of the state. Audit of government companies and corporations. The duties and powers of the Comptroller and Auditor General in relation to the audit of the accounts of the government companies shall be performed and exercised by him in accordance with the provisions of the Companies Act 1956. Miscellaneous. The delegation of power of Comptroller and Auditor General of India. Any power exercised by Comptroller and Auditor General of India under provisions of this Act or any other law may be exercised by such officer of his department as may be authorized by him in behalf by general or special orders. Power to make rules. The central government may, after consultation with Comptroller and Auditor General by notification in the official gazette, make rules for carrying out the provisions of this Act in so far as they relate to the maintenance of accounts. In particular and without prejudice to the generality of the foreign going power, such rules may provide for all or any of the following matters, namely, the matter in which initial and subsidiary accounts shall be kept by the Treasury offices and departments rendering account to the Audit and Accounts Office. The manner in which the account of the Union or of the state of any particular service or department or of any particular class or character in respect of which the Comptroller and Auditor General has been relieved from the responsibility of compiling or keeping the accounts shall be compiled or kept. The manner in which the accounts of the store and stock shall be kept in any office of the Department of Union or of a state as the case may be, or any other matter which is required to be or may be prescribed by rules. Third, every rule made under this section shall be laid as soon as after it is made before each House of the Parliament while it is in session for a total period of 35 days, which may be comprised in one session or in 2 or more successive sessions. Power to make regulations. The Comptroller and Auditor General is hereby authorized to make regulations for carrying into effect the provisions of this Act in so far as they related to the scope and extent of the audit, including laying down for the guidance of the government departments general principles in regard to the audit of the receipts and expenditure. Power to dispense the detailed account audit. The Comptroller and Auditor General is hereby authorized to dispense with and when circumstances so warrant any part of detailed audit of any accounts or class of transaction and to apply such limited check in the relationship to such accounts or transaction as he may determine. Repeal. The Comptroller and Auditor General Conditions of Services Act 1953 is hereby repealed. Removal of doubts. For removal of doubts, it is hereby declared that the commencement of this Act, the Government of India Audit and Accounts Order 1936 adopted by the India Provisional Constitution Order 1947 shall cease to be in force except as respect anything done or any action taken there under. This is all about the Comptroller and Auditor General of India. If you facing any problem, then leave a comment in comment box. Thank you.